Hi, Tony here at Views from the Man Cave, and today I'm going to be doing a beard oil comparison. So let's start with the oil from Oil Can Grooming. To compare with that, I've got the Huntsman beard oil, and the final one for the comparison is one called Dadoud. Now, one thing that all three of these oils have in common is they all use naturally found oils in their construction. There is some common oils that are used across these. Now, I'm not going to go through what all the oils are and what they're there for. I'm not an expert in that. I'm just going to give you my view of how these work and what their fragrance is like and what they like to dispense. So the ingredients in the Oil Can Grooming are grapeseed, jojoba, argan oil and coconut are the four main constituent parts of that, and then there's some perfume. This is the blue collar fragrance, which is tobacco and mandarin. This is probably of the three the most perfumed. It's an attractive smell. So it's not too thick, it's not overly greasy, it's got a nice feel. It goes nicely on now. You get a good scent out of it initially, but it's not overpowering, and that scent lasts maybe a couple of hours before you start kind of losing the effect of that. One of the problems that I found with this one in particular is the dispenser. So in the top of the cap there's a little plastic bung, and it is a case of splashing that out into your hands. Gets an oil residue that sits on the top there, and the fact that this has a lip, it sits in there, so it gets a little bit gunky. Moving on to the Huntsman oil. Now, I picked this one up. This was ordered from Amazon. This is their Forest. So this again has jojoba oil, grapeseed oil, almond oil and castor oil. There's also some natural scenting in here. So you have cedar, pine, eucalyptus and a fragrance called limon, which has got a citrusy smell to it. When you smell the bottle, it's got a foresty, sort of piney, cedary smell. Actually, upon application, the eucalyptus comes out more. It's not an unpleasant smell, it's different, it's not as fragrant as the Oil Can Grooming. The comments I've had on that, actually my wife said it smells a bit medicinal. And I kind of get what she means. It's a little bit like Germaline, that kind of antiseptic. Not strong, it's not an unpleasant smell, don't get me wrong. It's got a nice aroma to it, but it's got that. The eucalyptus tends to take over a little bit more. That may differ depending on who is using it. One of the nice things about this bottle is that you have a pipette. Much cleaner version than this. You don't get the mess, and you get a uniform amount of oil goes in each time, which I think is really good. So the third oil is called Dadoud, available on Amazon. Again, this uses a pipette. So the main ingredients in this one are jojoba, argan oil, safflower. There's a vitamin E compound. This also contains sparling, which is plant derived, but it's got similar benefits to fish oil, but obviously without the aroma. This doesn't have any fragrance added to it, so it's probably the cleanest smelling in that sense. You can smell, you've got the natural smell of the oils, which is quite nice. It's nice and subtle, and it's got a very kind of neutral smell to it. It smells nice without having a particular type of smell, if that makes sense. Whereas this one is very obviously perfumed. This one's a bit mentholy, but with a bit of hints of wood. This is more natural smelling, I think. Now, in terms of use, from the consistency of the oil, the Oil Can Grooming and Dadoud are very similar. The Huntsman beard oil the viscosity is a bit thicker. In use, this felt thicker and more oily. The other two could be pushed into the beard and massaged in, and then a quick rinse off with your hands. This was just a little bit thicker. It does leave a bit more of a shine on the beard. In terms of day-to-day use, not much difference between the two of these. I found those are slightly nicer consistency to the Huntsman. Now, the difference obviously for these is going to come in the cost and the content. So the Oil Can Grooming 50ml, Dadoud 50ml, Huntsman 30ml. This is going to set you back currently £10.75. This one is at £8.95. This one is at £24. So £24 versus 10.75. I'll let you decide. This obviously has slightly less in it. It is a little bit cheaper, but obviously it has 20ml less. Right, now something like beard oil is always going to be a personal choice, so I suggest you go and try a few of these out where you can. If I was going to pick one of these, if I'm looking at the scent, the price and the consistency and use of the oil, if you combine those three, despite the name, I think the Dadoud oil would be the winner for me. I just kind of prefer the smell. The Huntsman's very similar, just a little bit thicker, but again that kind of mentally kind of medicinal smell, not unpleasant, but not for my personal taste. This was better, and this is a little bit more fragrant, so this is a nice oil to use. It does smell quite nice, but it's more than twice the price of this one. So if cost is a big factor, then for me it's the Dadoud. I'll put links to each one of these in the end credits, so if you get to the end you can click on those, go through, take a look, and see what you think. I'll also put a subscribe button in there, so if you want to subscribe to more of these videos, click that and you're on the list. And other than that, all I'd like to say is thanks for watching, take care, ride safe, oil up, and I'll see you soon. Bye.